What's up, everybody in the Facebook Live world? It's Monday night. It's a wonderful Monday. It's been a long day. Today's one of those days that I literally was like, oh, it's Monday. Anyway, I wanted to come to you really quick. I had a couple thoughts in my mind today I wanted to share with you. First and foremost, how many times in your life have you looked to see the difference between a wannabe and a worker bee, right? How many times have you thought to yourself, yeah, I put in the time and effort, but in reality, you really are not doing your due diligence. So here's a couple thoughts for you. I come across people all the time. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with one of my business partners today, one of my friends that refers a lot of business to us for our Facebook ads courses and Facebook in general. And we were talking about another company, one of our competition. And she said to me, so what's the difference between company XYZ and you? And literally, it took us into about a 30 to a 45-minute conversation about the differences. And I said, really, hey, Nathan, what's up, my friend? Mike, how are you, buddy? Jake, what's going on, guys? I said, there's really a big difference between us and other companies, and here's why. We are more of like the nicest restaurant in town. And the other companies that we typically compete against are more of like the golden corrals of the world that offer a broad spectrum of different products and offerings and service offerings. They're good at a lot of different things, but they're not good at everything. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between the wannabe. I'm going to shift this just a little bit. There we go. The wannabes and the worker bees, because there's a lot of people out there in this world that say they want to do this and they want to accomplish this and they want to do all of these things in their life, but then they never put in the effort. They never take those first steps in order to really begin creating success for their life. Now, there's the other people that are the worker bees that put in the steps and the effort to really create success in their life. So there's a huge difference from a paradigm shift of who are those people that are wanting to accomplish something great. They're wanting to do something more. They're listening to all the motivational stuff, but then they never put in the effort. And I guess what I would share with you is, in this life, you'll come across a lot of those wannabes who want to do something more, but they might even start doing something more. Hey, Kim, how are you? They even may start to do something more, but then they take a step back and say, listen, this isn't for me. James, what's up, buddy? This isn't for me. And and a lot of times it happens because there's something difficult that comes up, right? There's something frustrating that gets in their way. There's roadblocks, there's stumbling blocks that really become it's literally a stumbling block to get them to go from one place to the next. And they start on that worker bee methodology, wanting to get somewhere great, but then they stumble, they fall, and they never get back up. So they go back to the traditional, what they were doing before that didn't cause them the pain, didn't cause them the grief. And all too often in our life, I think we run into these situations where people, they just, they want to do something more, but they just don't take those steps. They stumble, they fall. I was listening to a Les Brown YouTube video this morning, and he said, it's okay if you fall, but he said every time you fall, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, that means you can get up. Okay? So the worker bees are those people that trip and fall. Listen, everybody trips and falls in this life. I had another conversation with a friend today. He was like, I'm down in the dumps. I'm having a really tough time. We're at wit's end. And I look at that and I say, yeah, I get that. Hey, what's up, Mike? How are you? I look at that. I get the fact that there's so many people that are struggling this life. But those people that continue to struggle are those people that want to be something more, but don't ever take those action steps in order to become something more. So going back to that Facebook ads conversation that I was having with my friend, what's up, Mike? How are you, buddy? That I was having with my friend. She was saying, well, what's the difference? And I said, we put in the work and the effort to understand the messages that happen when it comes to running Facebook ads, versus other companies who do it in the Google ad space, but then they never make the transitional application to Facebook ads. So I guess what I'm saying is I come across businesses all day long that really want something great, but they can't make that change in order to create more success. Larry, Megan, what's up? Hi, guys. So my question for you, in all honesty, is which one are you? Are you the wannabe? And if you are, it's okay, right? It's okay to want something more, but you have to figure out those next steps. Or are you the worker bee that's willing to put in the time, the effort, and the hustle with an element, and I'm going to caveat that saying with an element of really understanding who you are. Not working so much in something that's not going to end up generating, success for you, but spending that time in the worker bee aspect, creating some success for you and for your life. All right, so two crazy different thoughts, the wannabe versus the worker bee. I've been the wannabe in my life many times where I wanted to create something, and it felt like the only time I was really able to get to that point where I became the worker bee was by tripping and falling and tripping and falling and tripping and falling. But I always knew what I was trying to accomplish. I knew the purpose. I knew the why behind what I was doing. So whether you run your own business, hey Beth, whether you run your own business, you do your own thing, whether you're trying to create more success in your life, really create a game plan for yourself. Whether you're trying to create more success for your business, and don't be romantic with the wannabe aspect of building something great. And what I mean by that is don't be romantic in seeing that you think the results are coming and then you stop putting in the work. Put in the time, effort, and energy. Go out and chase it and hustle it and work hard for whatever it is you want to accomplish. And, I learned very early in my life that you can have everything you want in this life by helping enough people get what they want. And that worker bee aspect has to include other people in order for you to create long-term success. So drop a comment in here below. Are you a wannabe or a worker bee? It's not a bad thing, right? I'm not putting it in a bad context, but the wannabes make a plan and change that and move yourself into a worker bee. If you're a worker bee already, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me what you're working on and what you're building and how you're trying to expand your business. Leave a comment in here below. Dave, what's up, buddy? How are you? So, good to be with you. Just some quick thoughts on a Monday evening, wherever you are in this world. And listen, if this was beneficial and helpful to you, don't hesitate to share. I'd appreciate that. Comment and give us some feedback and some love. So, all right, take care, guys. Hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll get back in touch with you again soon. Bye for now.